All right, yeah. So I guess just a little bit of introduction to the category. We basically everything's allowed. There's like 3 or 4 tricks that are really, really precise / inconsistent depending on how you look at it. So maybe maybe it's not the best race material, but it'll be fun, and like that's what's important. Yeah, so just know that everything will go fast. We'll be zipping over the levels. We'll be doing all that just jazz. So, yeah. Are you ready, Creeper?
I'm on press space to continue.
Okay, yeah. We'll start time on skip cutscene. Sound good?
Sure.
Okay, I'm loading up the game. Yeah. I guess Meta or havrd give us a countdown, and then we'll.
Isn't Mute also here, or?
Yeah, I am here.
Mute's the host. Hello. Feel free to chime in, Mute.
All
You're
right.
cute.
Thank you.
Cute Mute.
Yeah. So yeah, give us a countdown, Meta or havrd, whenever you want to.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. And they're off. Okay. So havrd. So you and Seeker, day 1. You guys both just kind of, you came in and you were like, all right, let's get down to business. As you can see, this is super...
This is they're doing two different. Yeah, they're doing 2 different ways to get out of bounds here. One, I don't even know what you guys call it, Yeetuk, and one we don't even know what the name for it is. Classic. But yeah, no, it was like when this first came out, I was at work when the game released, and Seeker had already figured out how to break the first level. I'm using the classic Doom Eternal trick of just boosting into ledges. You know? The evergreen tried and true tactic. So we've just grabbed the hammer ding dong, and Creeper's now going out of bounds to get to the end of the level, because of course that exists, and there's a platform here. Because, you know.
You'll see Rytro right now is opening up the weapon wheel and going down like a little ledge there. Slopes are really interesting in Doom Eternal in that they are more of a staircase and less of a slope. So if you inch yourself down off of a slope, you can basically dash into it, get yourself a dash boost, and then you can keep that momentum going vertically with some ballista boosts. And so we use that to get out of bounds and land on top of the tutorial box, bunny hop or jump off the tutorial box down below the level, and enter the final area of the first map. The first map, by the way, casually super long, even in like the No Major Glitches speedrun. I think it's probably about a little over a third of the run. I can't remember exactly, but it's definitely the longest level. And it's already done.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I've never done any of the levels casually in any of the Doom games, to be fair. So I have no idea what we're actually skipping.
Quite a lot.
But Creeper already here at the end of the second level. He just needs to get back in bounds here with the death trigger or like a reap. But even that's not even oh, I didn't know about that trick. That's pretty cool. That saves a few seconds. That's pretty poggers.
So once again, I believe I didn't actually see how Creeper ended up going out of bounds, but I believe they use different tactics once again, which is interesting because you usually have your zip option and you have your yeet hook option, and so Rytro seems to be going more for the yeet hook option, and I'm wondering if that's because Rytro's more familiar with the No Major Glitches and 100% categories, whereas CreeperHntr tends to be more familiar with the 80% categories.
Yeah, Creeper did a yeet hook for this level.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah, but not the earlier one.
There is a zip for the start of this level, but personally, I always had a bit of a trouble with that one.
Yeah, they're definitely not the easiest, but no, I think they're theoretically faster, right? But it's not that big of a difference. So, and like you said, it's not very consistent. So.
Yeah, the zips are super precise.
Yeah.
That one, I don't know. I always feel like. So it feels inconsistent, but I never like to say that things are inconsistent just because it feels like if you make the tiniest little adjustment... Oh, that's a BFG crash!
No.
That's unfortunate. Okay, so we unfortunately had a BFG crash there, but you know, it happens. So
Yeah.
CreeperHntr finishes up Reclaimed Earth, heading into Imora. Already onto the third out of four maps in DLC 2.
Yeah, it was. I mean, this DLC isn't the longest, it being a DLC and all, but it was crazy how fast we were like more or less done with the route for this game. It was literally like a day, and I mean, it's just crazy when certain people get together to route stuff. It just comes together so fast. Like Prey was one of the, defining like how did the game break this fast moments. It's just every smart person coming together. And
Yeah.
But obviously, this game, if you have some knowledge from Doom Eternal already, then it would definitely, becomes easier to just apply the things you know that are broken.
So would you say that's a pretty common practice for, when you're going into a game, like a new game, glitch hunting, you take some of what you know and just kind of make an educated guess? Or what would you say your process is when you go glitch hunting into a game?
There's more of like you just sit. You never really do it alone. It's not as fun. It's not as much fun alone. It's definitely a team and friendly effort where you just chat about things that could be possible or things that were possible, and then you just use all the shared knowledge you have together to be like, I wonder if this thing seems janky. Can you look at this, Mumrick? And then Mumrick looks at the thing and it's like, oh, yeah, that has potential, and then. But when it comes to the Doom games, it's definitely like mostly Seeker. But obviously, there's a lot of people. I found a lot of stuff.
Seeker does seek. He's well named.
Yeah.
Fun fact, actually, for those of you who are interested in Doom 2016, last night Seeker found. So keep in mind, Doom 2016 been out for a couple of years now. We had thought, like the silly little speedrunners that we are, that Doom 2016, pretty much everything had been found. Seeker tends to prove that wrong quite often. So last night, in the second level, Research Operations, Seeker found that one of the doors in the level is situated right beneath the starting room. Normally, you have to sit through around like a 30-second cutscene in the starting room. But there's some tech in the game. I don't know exactly how it works, but basically you can press buttons or interact with things through walls and apparently floors. So Seeker found a setup so that you can interact with the door and just kind of leave the room.
And Rytra's about to do the zip here in the third level. See if he gets it as fast as Creeper did. Oh, okay, we can try it again quite a few times. Creeper's about to finish the third level here, just doing very fun combat. Classic Tag 2. More combat than actual gameplay.
Yeah, I think in the world record right now, the final boss fight is like half the length of the run.
Yeah.
Maybe someday someone will figure out a way to skip that, but who knows?
The ways we found to skip most of the fighting in Doom Eternal and Tag 1 was super funny. I just think it's amazing. But here in Tag 2, I feel like the last boss fight just isn't that fun. So
I think a lot of people share that sentiment with you.
I mean, I don't even think I bothered fighting him after I heard Mumrick's review of him. So I just kept playing the other levels for like a week, and then we figured out the right.
Yeah, this zip, by the way, this one's pretty tough. So you do one lineup on the little horn thing there, a second lineup on the rock, and then you just give it a go, and you hope that it works. It's not random, but it's very difficult, very precise.
It's just very precise. One thing that happened on right there is that there's a roof above the level, and if you end up on top of it, you have to go underneath that roof, and he went so far up that he was going to land on the roof, and then he couldn't do anything. So
Bruce was a little too strong.
Yeah, I think that he might have a problem with this one as well, potentially. Yeah. Yep. That's very unfortunate. It happens sometimes. I think it happens if you don't turn fast enough, or if you get a slightly not perfect boost. But he'll get it. It's definitely one of those where it's just a lineup.
There's also, if I remember correctly, there's like a few different lineups as well. I remember on the day that it was discovered, it was like you could look in a couple different places.
There's a few places that spawn even that work, but they're less consistent. So this is the one Seeker eventually went for, you know.
I wonder if someday, like if people keep running this category, if at some point people will start using
absolutely
that closer boost.
Yeah, they will. There's a few closer boosts, but they're just like not consistent. Usually they just fling you into the floor.
That looks better. That looks like a good boost to me.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Nice. So this is, I believe, either the last or I guess technically the second last arena. And so yeah, you just go from the start of the level right to this arena, finish it up, and then you go do the Imp arena, and then you're done. You go to the Dark Lord.
Yeah, it's really sad. You can actually land on the tower above the Imp arena, but you can't get into it. I think was the problem. So we do have to do this fight. It's the only way to like get into.
Oh, is it like an invisible like box or something? Or
well, like, if I remember correctly, it's the same problem with the roof existing.
Right.
You know, you can't. You just can't get there. But maybe I don't remember. Maybe there still is a way to skip this arena, but I think we gave up on it for several reasons. I just don't remember all of them.
All right, chat. You know what to do. Get looking.
Yeah. Well, the thing about speedrunning is there's always a way. I don't think you should ever give up, and Creeper's about to do. So yes, one more phase here, the last boss.
Nice.
So he could still fail, and Nitro can catch up, but
this arena, by the way, I love this arena so much just because I believe it's a small developer oversight, the way that works. Normally you have a lot of imps come at you in waves.
Yeah.
But from what I understand, obviously I haven't looked into the code or anything, but from what I understand of how that works, is it just does a check to see if there's no imps alive. Yeah. And then it just opens it if you happen to kill them all quickly enough. Absolutely love that.
It's another boss at the last boss fight, and Creeper's trying to get like the whatever it's called staggering hit on him.
Yeah, Creeper's on that last phase, half health bar. This will be interesting. If you don't know, this boss does have, I guess you would call it like a vampire ability. Yep. If you do damage at the wrong time, that boss can gain health back. So this is not a lost race, folks. This could get close. Who knows? Also, another fun fact, that dash right there, that is affected by frame rate. So if you have a super high frame rate like Rytro and Creeper do here, also that is the end of the race for CreeperHntr there. Very nice CreeperHntr. Actually ended up being a very close race.
So remember that there was a BFG crash as well. So without the BFG crash, it's hard to tell who would have won, but it would have been down to a few seconds, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That dang BFG crash.
And Rytro also like caught up a lot at the end. He got all the imps killed in one way, then Creeper did not, I think. So. Definitely really cool. This Doom Eternal and the modern Doom like community is really cool. So definitely join if you're like in chat and haven't joined yet.
I forget what I said about the shield, but yeah. Oh, so that swing there, by the way, that's one of the vampire attacks. Oh, yeah, that's unfortunate. That happens a lot to me. The shield, though, if you're at super high frame rate, it'll come at you a lot quicker. Same with a lot of the attack animations throughout the game from different enemies. But yeah, Hugo Martin did not know that. So he was like, I'm so surprised that like people are having issues with it. But yeah, at 250 frames per second, that shield is deadly. At 60, not so much, but yeah, 250, very spooky shield. Last phase of the boss fight here for Rytro.
Yeah, I think it would have been
very quickly.
It would have been really close without the
It would have been super close.
Yeah. It is so sad that it's not very prevalent BFG crashes, but they do happen, you know, when you don't want them to happen, for sure. So.
Oh yeah, at the worst possible moment.
Yes, exactly. It's one of those where it will happen when you don't want it to.
Also, I didn't quite see what CreeperHntr was using as a rotation for doing damage to the.
He was using shotgun, not rocket launcher.
Oh, okay. Different strategies. Interesting. I actually don't know which one is the optimal one, but as you can see, so Rytro here is using Blood Punch, some nades, and also Lock On, and that's time for Rytro. Still a very close run if you take that BFG crash into account.
Yeah.
Super duper close. Great job to both runners.
We have to point out how precise all of those zips were, so... And they also mixed their Nigitooks, so they're not easy skips, so even being remotely close to each other in time, even with a crash, is really cool. Big props to Rytro and Creeper.